Hello, welcome to Behind the Scenes. Making a television production can be very complicated. Doing it right takes teamwork. Teamwork between the client and the producer will determine the outcome of your presentation. So to make you a better team player, we have designed this video to show you the best routes that you can take to make your project more effective and as efficient as possible. Your project is a lot like a building. It has a foundation and several levels. Each level must be built strong so that your project won't fall. The first level, or foundation, is pre-production. In pre-production, you need to write down some critical items. The first item is your audience. The entire project is built around your audience, so you must clarify who your audience is. You probably already know this. However, write it down and share it with your producer. This way, you and the producer are aiming to please the same audience. The next step is to decide on your objectives. This is what you want to say or even do for your audience. For instance, an objective might be to instruct warehouse workers the proper operation of a forklift. Or it might be to effectively record a special event like a corporate meeting. Whatever your objective might be, write it down and share it with your producer. Now you can work together to meet that objective. The next step is to decide on the level of quality you need in your presentations. This mostly is determined by your budget and your audience. Remember, the more elaborate you want your picture to be, the more costly it will become. But how elaborate your picture needs to be is also determined by your audience. For example, if you wanted to make an internal tape such as a safety tape, elaborate special effects and expensive cameras wouldn't be any more effective than a straightforward cuts-only approach. However, if you are going to show off a product or portray a good corporate image, high-quality cameras and eye-catching special effects would be appropriate. The first step in choosing a quality level is the acquisition format, or the medium that the show is going to be shot on. The first level is a low-cost videotape coupled to a single-chip camera. A good example of this is our consumer line VHS camcorder. We'll now show you a demonstration of what regular VHS tape looks like. The next level is industrial quality. Using a multiple pickup camera and an industrial quality videotape, such as U-matic or SVHS, you can dramatically improve your results at a slightly higher cost. Now here's an example of industrial quality. The third level is a network quality format such as Betacam. It produces a high-resolution image for the most demanding productions. Here's an example, and I'm sure it'll speak for itself. Here is a comparison of all these formats. Remember, choose wisely. Your video can only look as good as your original footage. Once you have an idea what format you need, then you should select how elaborate you want your show to be edited. An economical choice is to choose a cuts-only approach to your show. More expensive, but more elaborate is an A/B roll editing approach. You can do several effects in an A/B roll edit suite, such as dissolves, wipes, and digital effects. But shooting and editing aren't all the cost factors you should consider. Do you want multiple locations shot in your video? Do you have to rent a stage? Does your video use paid talent? Are there special environmental conditions that you need to shoot under? To help you get a good idea of how much these things cost, communicate your ideas to your salesman. He will be able to help you select the best routes to keep your show on budget. The next step is to select a style for your presentation. There are 2 styles you can choose from: single camera shooting or multiple camera shooting. On a single camera shoot, we take the camera to the action. Using insert shots and clever editing, many angles can be incorporated into the program. Single camera shooting gives good control over sound, lighting, and picture balance, since you can always stop a scene and start over if there is a problem. However, a single camera cannot effectively cover events that only occur once, such as a talk show. Here we use 2 or more cameras and a device called a video switcher to blend several camera angles into a smooth flowing presentation. You could use both styles in your show if the situation called for it. An example could be that you need to tape a corporate meeting on a grocery store theft, but you would like to add original footage in your program. We would use multiple camera setup to cover this meeting and then use a single camera set to cover the location footage. The blueprint from which your production is made is a script and a storyboard. It will take into account your objectives and coordinate the many variables involved. Rework the script until you are satisfied. You will know it works when you hear it read aloud. Executing this step carefully is a good investment. It is the foundation for everything that follows. Many times a site visit will head off problems before they arise. For example, some areas require additional lighting not only to achieve correct color balance, but to show your people, equipment, and products at their best. After your producer reviews the lighting requirements, your plant electrician can quickly determine if there are enough circuits to carry the load or if additional circuits are necessary. This will prevent outages and delays on the production. Your producer can also meet the personnel involved. Employees make better actors when it comes to doing such jobs as operating the equipment. But if memorizing lines and speaking them on camera is required, professional actors have the experience to handle this difficult task and turn it into a convincing performance. If your production is to be performed in front of a live audience, checking on additional details will be well worth your time. Arrangements may need to be made with other vendors to supply audio if they are operating public address systems, and to be sure that wireless microphones and other communications equipment do not conflict with each other. Multiple camera shoots require some additional planning. First, your producer will find suitable locations for each camera. Some locations should be as close to the stage as possible to pick up details, while remaining outside the views of the other cameras. Next, locations should be found for the director, switching, and recording equipment. Although it takes some preparation, it is all done to make sure that every dollar in your budget ends up on the screen. During a single camera shoot, your producer will shoot the different action from several different angles and edit the best of these scenes together to present a smooth, continuous action. With a multiple camera setup, most of the action, switching, and many of the special effects are performed during the recording. Because everything takes place live on a multiple camera shoot, here are some of the experts that will make up your crew. The director oversees all the camera moves and keeps the action flowing. The technical director operates the electronic video switches to implement the director's cuts. The audio director makes sure that the microphones are picking up good sound as he operates the mixing console. The videotape operator makes sure the program is being recorded properly and is in charge of any outside footage that is part of the show. The camera operators keep the shots smooth and steady and set up shots in the show. The CG operator types in all the names, credits, and titles that become part of the show. The floor director is the link between the talent and the director. As you can see, the multiple camera shoot can be quite complicated. Good planning is the key to making it work and giving you the results you expect. When all shooting stops, the editing begins. Not only will the producer select the best shots in the show, they will be shown to you in a rough format so that you may approve the content through a process called offline editing. This makes use of less expensive equipment to quickly assemble your picture. It may have technical flaws such as jumps or breaks in the picture, but you will be able to see the content of your picture in the order it will be presented. The important thing is to note the time of the shots. This editing decision list, or EDL for short, will save you hours in the online editing suite. This will allow your producer to take maximum advantage of sophisticated equipment in the time allotted, giving the production quality finishing touches that are hallmarks of today's electronics communications. A few words about special effects. By now, your producer will have an excellent idea of what you want and can help select electronic special effects that will enhance your presentation. Here are some examples of some special effects that you might put into a production. You can make a great showing in the marketplace by showing them who you are, what you can do, and why you can do it better than anyone else in today's high-tech, fast-moving age. With the help of dedicated professionals, they can show you through every step of the way and prove to you that you're not too small to be seen.